Let's get everything. I'm actually scared of using Ultimate Ray now, because we have to knock out the Zacian somehow. Do we have energy cards? Nope. So Rod is useless. Let's hope for the right energies. Oh wow, that's a lot. So if we Bird Keeper, we can do something. We're gonna have to boss order knock us out. So let's just Bird Keeper. Bird Keeper Ultimate Ray, because we have already altered creation. Well, let's test Ray later. They may Marnie us, but oh well. If they Marnie or boss order, then that's bad. You never know which one you're attaching. So fighting energy to my second Rayquaza. We just got another tag switch. Okay, this is actually pretty scary. Fighting steel, we need a steel. I'm just gonna attach that one to... yeah, I'm just gonna attach to the Arceus. But we get to knock out the Cinderace. I'm pretty happy with that. So fighting Leaf, Lightning, Water, Steel. Retreat. And then we even get to tag switch. But there's no point using a tag switch because we have all type energies now. And we can knock out the Cinderace with 400 damage. 400, 300. Hello everybody, welcome back to Bearware the Terrible. Today we are featuring a new standard deck called the Heaven's Decree. In Heaven's Decree, we have our amazing Rayquaza, the heavenly Pokemon from Vivid Voltage, with the amazing burst attack, where you discard all basic energy attached to this Pokemon and do 80x damage for each type of basic energy cards you discarded in this way. So how do we attach as many type of basic energies to our Rayquaza as possible? Because it only works for each type of basic energy you discarded, meaning if you have a lot of the same type of energy attached to your Rayquaza, in addition to its attack cost, you don't get to do extra damage. You only get to do 80 times 3. For example, if you have 3 extra leaf energies in addition to its attack cost, then you only get to do 240 damage because it specifically says each type of basic energy cards. So we charge it with our Ultimate Ray from Arceus Delga Palkia Tag Team GX, our Heavenly 3-0, but we also charge it with our Tag Switch and End's Resolve. So End's Resolve allows you to discard the top 6 cards of your deck, attach any basic energy you find there onto your bench dragon type Pokemon. Obviously our Godly trio is a dragon type Pokemon, so we get to use End Resolve to attach energy from the top 6 cards of our deck to our Arceus Delga Palkia Tag Team GX, and then tag switch those energy cards to our Rayquaza to be able to do our amazing burst hit, effectively killing a tag team or VMAX with one shot. So if you have 5 types of energy attached to your amazing Rayquaza, you get to do 400 damage, and that is enough to knock out a VMAX even if they have a lot of buffers, a lot of damage buffers or protections like tool cards, stadium cards, Pokemon's ability, or anything that reduces damage. 400 is enough to knock out a high HP, Cape of Toughness, VMAX or V Pokemon. So VMAX, obviously they can't use Cape of Toughness, but they can use Big Charms, Heavy Boots, or Buff Padding, or any other Pokemon tool cards like Metal Goggles and Full Metal Wall, any effects of attack that reduces damage. So even if they have a lot of stone energies, you can knock them out with one hit of Amazing Burst, and you can draw 3 prize cards for it. So we essentially have to use our Ultimate Ray when we need to, because Ultimate Ray is a strong attack, and it also allows you to search your deck for 3 energy cards, 3 basic energy cards, and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Obviously, if we have 2 Rayquazas fully charged, that would be better, because it's pretty hard to do much after using your Amazing Burst. So if you only have 1 Rayquaza fully charged, and if you used up that Rayquaza, if you use up all of its energy, if you use Amazing Burst on your next turn, then you can't do anything else. You're gonna have to switch Rayquaza out of the active spot to be able to do something. Otherwise, Rayquaza will be stuck in the active spot. You can't switch it out because there's 2 energy retreat costs and you have no energy left to attack. So Rayquaza, it's better to have 2 Rayquazas charged before you do your amazing burst, because we have no switch cards in this deck. We only have our Bird Keeper. So how do we charge up our Godly trio as fast as we can? We charge up our Arceus, Delga, Palkia with our End's Resolve and our Lieutenant Surge. So we search our deck for a Lieutenant Surge and 2 End's Resolve with our Magneton Call Signal, and then use them to charge our Arceus, Delga, Palkia. And if we need to, sometimes we may need to use our Bird Keeper. So we may need to search for a Lieutenant Surge, a End's Resolve, and a Bird Keeper with our Magneton Call Signal, so that we get to use, on the same turn, we get to use End's Resolve to charge up our benched Arceus, Delga, Palkia, and we get to use the Bird Keeper to switch it into the active spot to do Alter Creation, because it can use Alter Creation if you are facing a 1 price deck. Obviously, Amazing Burst is only good for knocking out VMAXs, TagTeams, and high HP Pokemons. Obviously 2 price cards at least. If you are using Amazing Burst to knock out a 1 price card, then it's better not to do it at all, because you have to discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. It's not a good deal. So it's better only to use your Rayquaza if you're up against a lot of VMAXs, a lot of TagTeams, or even V cards. So if not, it's better to just use your Arceus, Delga, Palkia if you're using a lot of 1 price cards. If it's a Mad Party deck, don't even play your Rayquaza card. Don't even put it into play, because it's just pointless. You're just gonna knock it out for 1 price very easily, and you're just gonna waste your effort trying to charge it up, because it is a lot of effort. You do need to spend a lot of cards to charge it with enough energies to be able to do 1 attack, and 1 attack is all it can do, because after that it's not good for anything else. You can't even retreat it. We only have Bird Keeper to retreat it. So 2 energy is a lot of it's quite heavy, the retreat cost, and Arceus, Delga, Palkia is also 3 energy retreat cost. So if they play only 1 price cards, you only need to use your Alter Creation and Arceus, Delga, Palkia to knock out as many 1 prizes to draw those extra price cards with your Alter Creation's effect, and effectively win the game as fast as you can with your Alter Creation. If they play a lot of VMAXs, then get out your Rayquaza, charge it as fast as you can. Sometimes we may need to not use Alter Creation at all, so that we get to charge as many Rayquaza on our bench as we can with our Ultimate Ray as fast as possible, so that we get to attack as many VMAXs and knock out as many VMAXs as we can, because all we need is 2 VMAX knockouts to win the game, and all we need is 2 or 3 Rayquazas on our bench, charged up, ready to go, with 5 or 4 energy even. 4 is enough to knock out a low HP VMAX or a tag team even without any buffers. So 4 times 8 is 320, that is a lot. And if you have tag switch, you get to do that with Rayquaza already in the active spot. So if Rayquaza is already in the active spot, you get to use End's Resolve, double End's Resolve to discard 12 cards from your deck, from the top cards of your deck, and then attach any energy cards you find there to your bench Dragon Pokemon. Obviously, we only have our Arceus, Delga, Palkia, which is the only Dragon type Pokemon in this deck. But if it's in your bench spot already, then you get to use Call Signal for a Lieutenant Surge and 2 End's Resolve, and effectively discard the top 12 cards of your deck, attach any basic energies to them, and then use your tag switch to transfer those energies to your active Rayquaza and immediately do your Amazing Burst from there. But obviously sometimes you may not need to do that, because they have a 1 price card as their active Pokemon, and it may be better to call for a Bird Keeper and use Alter Creation instead, or an Ultimate Ray attack instead. You know, it really depends on the situation at hand. It relies on the point, the gameplay, you know, what type of opponent you're up against, the situation of the game. So we also have a lot of setup cards in this deck, because we need to set up for our Magneton to evolve. So we have 4 Evolution Incenses, we have 4 Sonias and Quick Balls, and we have 1 Rod just in case we discard our Pokemon cards with our End's Resolve, or just in case we discard the right type of energy cards, because we have very few energy cards in this deck, because we have a lot of types. We need a lot of types, that is why we have few of each type. So if we discard too many with our Dedenne GX, then we need to save them back into our deck, shuffle them back into our deck, and then use End Resolve to reattach them to our Arceus Delgapocchia and use Tag Switch to transfer them back into our Rayquaza. So obviously it's better not to it's better not to use our transfer card, our Tag Switch if we can. If we can charge our Rayquaza within the first 2 turns, if we can use Ultimate Ray by our second turn, then it's better to do that, because if you charge it with your Ultimate Ray, you don't have to worry about using your Tag Switch, because sometimes Tag Switch can be discarded with your End Resolve. So End Resolve discards all other cards that are non-energy cards from the top 6 cards of your deck, and if you use 2 End Resolve on the same turn, you discard all 12 cards, and you may discard way too many Tag Switches for you to use them. And the only other way we can draw cards into our hand is with the GXs and is with Bird Keeper. So we don't have any other supporter cards in this deck, so it's very, very dangerous in that sense. This deck is very risky because we are relying on those item cards to show up on our hand with either a Didin GX or on our turn's draw. So that is very risky, and we only have 3 types, as I said, 3 types of 3 fighting type energy, 3 leaf type energy, and 3 lightning energy. We have 5 of each steel and water type energies. That's because we need them to do our Ultimate Ray and our Alter Creation. And we have 2 Cherish Ball to draw out our Didin GX and our Arceus Delgapocchia as well. And we only have 2 Magnemites and Magnetons because we don't really need those cards. If we have a Sonia in our first turn, then we get to call for a Magnemite, because we do have 4 Evolution Intenses to call for Magnetons and 2 Magnetons, so we don't need to worry too much about Magneton. Sometimes we may need to not use a Magneton at all, because sometimes we may already have an End Resolve at hand. So if we can do End Resolve early on in the game, we don't need a Magneton. But it's better to have a Magneton, it's better to call out a Magneton, because Magneton allows you to use 2 End Resolve on the same turn. And sometimes it's better to draw out 2 End Resolve into your hand, because you may discard that End Resolve with your End Resolve. You may discard other End Resolve. And if you do that, then you can't use End Resolve anymore. We don't have Paw Pads in this deck. It's better to have Paw Pad. But we don't have Paw Pad is because we want this deck to be as fast as possible. We want to be able to draw out Magneton as fast as possible. If we can draw out a Magneton, because we only have 2, if both Magneton ends up in our prize card, then we can't do anything. But if only one, we only need 1 Magneton. If 1 Magnemite and Magneton is in our deck, then we get to evolve it as fast as we can by our second turn. Already we can use 2 End Resolve to charge up our Arceus Delgapocchia with as many type of basic energies as possible, and then think about transferring them later on in the game to our Rayquaza with Tag Switches, or maybe even use Ultimate Ray and summon a Rayquaza on our bench to charge it with energies. So that's all for the deck list. I don't want to go on too long. So today's music will be tropical style music from Free to Use Music. If you want to check out their channel, go ahead. They feature good no copyright musics, and you can even use those music in your videos, your live streams, or any other things. So go check their channel. They feature good music. Today's music is tropical style. Yes. So let's go ahead for gameplay with our Heaven's Decree deck. Sorry about that. Boo-chan. So we got Arceus as our active. We got Sonia, that's good. Sonia should show up because we have 4 and we have 4 Quick Balls, 2 Cherish Ball. This is a good formation, good draw, but it's pretty scary because they have a fire type. So we need Magnemites now because we don't have End's Resolve. So we have Evolution Incense, that is perfect. If they don't Marnie us, even if they Marnie, that could be a good thing because I'm just gonna call that one. We actually need another Arceus because we don't have any on our bench spot. So we could call a Didin now. I'm just gonna call another Magneton. Magnemite. And then pause the turn because we have an Evolution Incense. I'm not really too bothered about the Lieutenant Surge because we have 2 other Surges in our deck. But we have an Evolution Incense, that's priceless. We only have 2 Magnetons and 3 other Evolution Incenses in our deck, so if we use a Dedenne, that could be bad for us. And they use Double Blaze. So that's actually bad or good, I'm not sure. We need to use Ultimate Ray now. So this is scary. Should we use a Dedenne first? Let's just call first. So let's call for Bird Keeper as well. Just because if we have the right energies, we can switch and use our Ultimate Ray. So let's save our Dedenne into our hand just in case we discard it. And then Lieutenant Surge, Ends Resolve. Water and Steel please. Oh no. So we can't switch. Well, if we switch, we're gonna have to rely on Steel energies. We only have 3 other Steel energies in this deck. So I'm gonna Ends Resolve, I suppose. I think I'm just gonna Bird Keeper. So let's use our Rod to save a Dedenne and our Steel energy. Metal energy. So I keep calling Metal energy Steel and Grass type Leaf type. So it's important to note that they are, it's better to call them by their name, their proper name. We don't have Magnetons anymore. Oh shit, I should have okay, this is actually scary. Okay, we have a tag switch though, that's good. We have no Rayquaza. So 150 is enough to knock it out. If we deal 2 Ultimate Rays, we can knock it out. But we don't have a Rayquaza at our bench, so that's a bit annoying. But we have a tag switch though. So let's do those 2. Let's actually do, since we have a tag switch, Leaf Lightning. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Water, Steel, and Steel. So I'm gonna tag switch my Leaf and Lightning energy to my Rayquaza on the next turn. If they don't knock this out, then that would be good, because otherwise they draw a lot of prize cards. Oh, they just knocked that one out. Oh well, at least they didn't heal. They could have used a Mellow Lana, so boss order is not that bad, I suppose. They drew 3 prize cards though, that is a bad thing. That means they are down to 2. They only need to knock out a Dedenne because we use our Magneton. For that, we have to sacrifice a prize card. So if we Lieutenant Surge, we can actually use a Dedenne because we shuffled it back into our deck. We have no more Arches though. So let's just use the Lieutenant Surge just because we can. And let's get 2 Rayquazas. We only have 1 Rayquaza. Oof, that's bad. Alright, let's tag switch now. Lightning. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm gonna have to switch that one. Lightning and Leaf. To Rayquaza, done. And then get those 2 out. We just got another tag switch. Okay, this is actually pretty scary. Fighting steel, we need a steel. Oh, I can't actually click the right buttons. This thing is pretty annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna attach that one to... Yeah, I'm just gonna attach to the Arceus. I need to tag switch my steel energy to my Arceus though. But I'm probably gonna draw some steel as well. I shouldn't have put my Arceus on the bench. I should have just waited for Rayquaza because I'm drawing my prizes anyways. But the next turn we get to retreat and knock out the VMAX, so even if they have energies attached, we can tag switch and they're done. They're essentially done. Even if they have Crushing Hammer, they're gonna have to Crushing Hammer a lot of times. So counter only does extra damage if I damage the Cinderace. It doesn't add damage to any attacks if I damage other Pokemons. So I have to damage their Cinderace for them to be able to add damage with their counter. They're probably gonna switch out now, retreat to something else, because otherwise I can knock it out for the win. They might even boss order knock out my, catcher knock out my Rayquaza, because they can't boss order anymore. They used a welder. It's pretty insane how they charged up a Cinderace VMAX for a max Pyro Ball in one turn. That's crazy. But we get to knock out the Cinderace. I'm pretty happy with that. So fighting Leaf, Lightning, Water, Steel. Retreat. And then we even get to tag switch. But there's no point using a tag switch because we have all type energies now. And we can knock out the Cinderace with 400 damage. 400, 350. Even with a big charm, it cannot survive an amazing burst because we have 5 types of energies attached to it. So if we have only 4, we can't knock it out. But because we have 5, we managed to knock out a Cinderace VMAX. A Cinderace VMAX. So let's go for our second game against Pepito Grillo. Leaf deck. So we have a Dragonite coin because this is a dragon flying deck. So Soaring Storms, the Soaring Storms theme deck, which features dragon, flying, and lightning type, which is essentially our deck as well because we have a flying Rayquaza, dragon Arceus Dalgapalkia, and lightning Didine GX. So sometimes we may need to use Didine GX because we have lightning energies in this deck. So Static Shock does 50 damage for 2 energies, and Tingly Return, same energy cost, but same damage. But you get to put Didine GX back into your hand and reuse its ability. So if it gets stuck in the active spot as your first Pokemon, you may need to use Tingly Return, but sometimes it may be wiser not to do that because you can use Alter Creation instead because that is a GX attack. So they are Yell Horning us. It may be a Salazzle Whipping Bell deck. There we go, Salazzle. So we already have an Ends Resolve as our first card. We may not need our Magneton anymore, but just in case, I'm just gonna do that one. Let's Ends Resolve, then Bird Keeper the next turn. Keep that Quick Ball for a Didine GX. I'm pretty scared to Ends Resolve now because we may discard the Pokemon cards. Let's just discard that one and prepare a Didine because I don't want to be wasting my Didine. We only have one Rayquaza. Oh my god. I'm pretty scared of the Rayquaza. No worries because they're playing one prize actually. So since they're playing one prizes, it's better to just use... It's better not to play your Rayquaza card. So we have that one. That's perfect. Now we just need to Bird Keeper the next turn. but they can switch already. They already have an air balloon. And they can do 90 damage. Not enough though. They don't have Bellsprout yet, so only 90. They can't poison us unless they have a Galarian Slowbro. But that means they're gonna have to do a double switch. So triple XL. They don't have the right cards at hand. That's good. Good for us. That's a bad one. So we're gonna use Ultimate Ray. Should we use Ultimate Ray? I'm not sure. Oh, they just let us win. It's better to use Alter Creation at that game because they're playing 1 prizes. Even if you use Ultimate Ray to charge up your Rayquaza, it would be pointless because Rayquaza is only good for 1 hit. After 1 hit, then you're essentially stuck. It's stuck at the active spot and you can't do anything else. Whereas if you use Alter Creation, you get to use Ultimate Ray and prepare for your next Arceus Dalgapalkia, and then Ultimate Ray again and again and again. So if they're playing 1 prizes, it's better to just spam a lot of Arceus Dalgapalkias and not play your Rayquaza at all. A Blastoise VMAX. A Golden Zacian. Okay, we got our setup cards. They are playing ADP. Oh dear, this is scary now. Alright. They wasted their Mawile, that's good. We have no Dedeens in our hand. None wasted. And they can't scoop up their Mawile. So Captivating Wing can't be recycled. Unless they have more Mawile EXs, GXs in their deck. So we get to use our Sonia for... let's just call him Magneton. Do we have Magneton in this deck? Yep, we do. 2 Magnetons. That's great. Now, let's... we need our Rayquaza now, because they are playing 3 prize and 2 prize cards. So... you can call for Dedenne. I'm just gonna pass the turn because they might use a Marnie though. Let's just call it Dedenne. Let's hope this is not a bad idea. We have 1 more Lieutenant Surge, so that's actually scary. Let's call for something else as well. Another Rayquaza. If they boss order out though, then that's bad, but oh well. Even if they boss order, we can still get another get out another tag team, ends resolve, and then tag switch to the active tag team and do something from there. So that's it. We evolve the next turn. If they don't Marnie us, we can evolve. Even if they Marnie, it's very likely that we can get a Magneton, but we've already wasted 2 evolution incenses. Two incense left and 2 Magnetons left in our deck. Pretty unlikely to be drawing them if they Marnie, but you never know. So IG Slash. I'm not sure why people love this card when they are playing an ADP deck. They love to have an IG Slash VMAX with the ADP. I suppose, you know, it actually matches with Alter Creation because they do more damage for each prize card that they take, and they take a lot of prize cards whatever they knock out. For whatever knockouts, they take a lot of prize cards. So we do our Alter Creation first. That's actually perfect. If we don't do Alter Creation first, oh, we actually should have used Ends Resolve. Shit. That was stupid. Oh well, we're gonna have to use a new one now. So we used our Bird Keeper. We can't use End Result. Ah, that was stupid. I got way too excited because we get to use Alter Creation. Overexcited. So let's just evolve and hope we get to use it the next turn. Even if they Marnie, we still get to prepare our supporter cards. We should have used End's Resolve. Like, we could have used End's Resolve if I didn't panic, if I didn't get overexcited. Because Lieutenant Surge, I forgot to use that card. I forgot to use Call Signal. That's the tricky part. If you have a Magneton, always use your Magneton first. Max Hack. 30 more damage for each prize card you have taken. 180 base damage. 160. Oh, only 160. But it becomes 190 after Alter Creation, so that's important to note. They have a pretty bad hand, I suppose. No water type energies. No switches and no water type energy, and they are Zacian stuck in the active spot. So normally they would have water energy, metal saucer energy switch, and they can do Alter Creation in their first turn. But fortunately they couldn't, and I did my Alter Creation first because they didn't Crushing Hammer me, and I got a Bird Keeper to switch out my Pokemon. But now they are damaging me pretty heavily, so that's bad. End Resolve Tag Switch, we actually got to do that. So if they knock us out, they draw 3 prize cards. That's not bad. Let's get everything. I'm actually scared of using Ultimate Ray now. Because we have to knock out the Zacian somehow. Do we have energy cards? Nope. So Rod is useless. Let's hope for the right energies. Oh wow, that's a lot. So if we Bird Keeper, we can do something. We're gonna have to Boss Order, knock us out. So let's just Bird Keeper. Bird Keeper Ultimate Ray, because we have already Alter Creation. Attach Leaf Energy. We have a Lightning Energy already attached, so let's attach Lightning. Tag Switch something. Should we Tag Switch now? Let's Tag Switch now because they may... Well, let's Tag Switch later. They may Marnie us, but oh well. If they Marnie or Boss Order, then that's bad. Let's attach 2 Fightings. Fighting. It's important to look at the symbols because they, you never know which one you're attaching. So Fighting Energy to my second Rayquaza. I should have tag switched that Lightning Energy, just in case they Crushing Hammer or... Well, if they Crushing Hammer, you can't do anything, but if they knock out my ADP somehow, then that's bad. They need a Leon. If they have a Leon, they can knock it out. They're probably gonna Alter Creation now. If they Alter Creation, we get to knock it out, knock out the ADP on the next turn. But we need a Bird Keeper. We don't have a Bird Keeper. Oh, they Boss Order knock out our Rayquaza? Oh no, they knock out our Bean. That's weird. Oh, they did knock it. Oh, that's silly of them, because now we only need to waste 1 energy. We only need to waste 1 energy for retreat. And thank goodness we have a tag switch, because otherwise we can't knock out their ADP. So we're gonna just use End's Resolve now to this one, because that's almost dying. So tag switch this one. Fighting Lightning. Done. We have to do it to this one. Oh, we actually need to... No, not Fighting Lightning, my bad. We can't... Oh dear, I've already selected it. I can't go back. Oh, that's bad. So I made a mistake. I'm gonna have to attach to the Dean. Just because we have to attach a different type energy now. So a different type energy to our... we have way too many waters now. So I'm just gonna waste my water type. So we have to attach a different type energy to be able to knock out the Archer. So I actually wasted my tag switch. Oh well. We have another End's Resolve, so we can actually save that lightning. But let's save it later. If we save it later, we get to save more energy cards. So we knocked out an ADP for 4 prize cards. That's crazy. So now we only need to knock out a Zacian. Thank God for tag switch, because tag switch allows us to retreat and attack with our Rayquaza for a knockout. Otherwise, we can't knock out the ADP with only a retreat, because we need an energy for Didin to retreat, and we need an extra energy to add 80 damage to knock out the ADP. Otherwise, ADP can't be knocked out, because 280 HP is higher than 240, which is the max we can do with 3 types of energies for Amazing Burst. So I actually should have tag switched a Steel and Water type energy from my Arceus Dalgapalkia to my Rayquaza, and then retreat with an energy from my hand to my Didin GX, retreat to my Rayquaza, and then that way I can do 430 damage because I've already done my Alter Creation. That means I add 30 damage. Otherwise, if I attach those Fighting and Lightning energy to my Rayquaza, I will effectively have done no extra damage, because I will only do a max of 240, but because I done Alter Creation, it's actually 270 damage, and that's still not enough to knock out the Arceus Dalgapalkia on their active spot. So it's not enough to knock out their tag team with 270 damage, because it's the same type energy if I use tag switch for Fighting and Lightning energy. That is why I wanted to go back and change my energy type, but it was already too late. That is why I switched it to Didin instead, because I have the right type of energy in my hand. I have Steel and Water in my hand, and I get to attach those energy into my Rayquaza, any one of those to my Rayquaza, to do 320, actually 250, because I've already done Alter Creation, effectively knocking out their Arceus Dalgapalkia Tag Team God Pokemon. So that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed our our Heaven's Decree deck. So Heaven's Decree features our amazing Rayquaza from Vivid Voltage, with Amazing Burst doing 80 extra damage for each type of energy cards, each type of basic energy cards you discard from Rayquaza. That is very, very specific. So every type of basic energy, that means you don't get to discard your Aurora energies, you don't get to discard special energies. So you don't get to use Porygon Z Crazy Code as well. So it's a very tricky card to make a deck out of, because how are you going to attach basic energies? How are you going to attach as many type of basic energies onto your Rayquaza? So I tried initially to use Cherim with the Spring Bloom ability to attach as many leaf energy to my Rayquaza, but I did not read it initially when I made a deck from Cherim Rayquaza. I did not read the text well, so I didn't forget, but I wasn't familiar with this card enough to realize that it's actually type. You need to discard a different type of energy card to be able to add an extra 80 damage for your Amazing Burst. Otherwise, it will only do 240 damage for 3 type of energies. So if you attach a lot of leaf energy onto your Rayquaza plus a lightning and a fighting energy, it will only do 240. It will not do a lot of damage. So that is very tricky. It's a very tricky card to play. So Arceus Dalgapalkia actually adds a lot. So it is a huge boost to your Rayquaza card, because Ultimate Ray allows you to search your deck for any type of basic energy cards. So if you already attached 3 types of energy onto your Rayquaza, you can attach 2 other different types of energy onto your Rayquaza. You can even add more types of energy to your deck. You can add Fairy energy, you can add Fire energy, you can add I can't remember what other types of energy there is. So Fairy, Fire, and other types of energies to your deck, and then use your Ultimate Ray to charge your Rayquaza. So that is why Ultimate Ray is so powerful, but the bad thing is it is a tag team Pokemon. If it gets knocked out, your opponent draws 3 prize cards for it, and we are playing Didin GXs as well, and we are knocking out our own Pokemons to draw supporter cards as well. So that is that is the downside of this deck, is that your opponent draws prize card very easily. So if they knock out your Arceus Dagapalkia before you do your ultimate ray, that is super bad for you, because you're not going to be able to charge up your amazing burst in time. And if they play one prize cards and if they knock it out before you do your ultimate ray, that's even worse, because that prevents you from using your alter creation, which is the main attack that you have to focus on if they are using a one prize deck. So for one prize decks, as I said before, do not use your Rayquaza. Use only your Arceus Dagapalkia Tag Team, because that is the powerful card. It has the powerful alter creation GX attack, which can destroy one prize decks. That is the way you are going to win. That is the only way you can win a one prize deck if you are playing a Arceus Dagapalkia plus a Rayquaza deck, because Rayquaza is only good for knocking out 2 prize or 3 prize cards. Otherwise, you will be wasting your amazing burst. You will be wasting all of your effort trying to attach energy to a Rayquaza, and it is not easy, guys. It is not easy to attach all those different type basic energy cards. It is super difficult. So don't waste those efforts for a one prize card. So we are using our End Resolve, and we have also Bird Keepers for retreat. As you saw just now how useful Bird Keeper is. If you have Magneton, you can call for Lieutenant Surge, End Resolve, and Bird Keeper, and you can End Resolve if you have already the right type of energy attached to your Arceus Dagapalkia. You can switch it out with your Bird Keeper and do Ultimate Ray on the same turn. So you can End Resolve and Bird Keeper and Ultimate Ray on the same turn if you have the right type energy. Obviously, you need your steel and water energy to be able to do your ultimate ray, and we have all other types of energy, so we are gonna have to rely on luck here. But playing this deck, playing a Rayquaza card is super difficult, and this is the best I can do. And I'm reducing my element of luck by discarding as many energies as I can from my deck, playing 2 Ends Resolve per turn. If I don't use a Bird Keeper, then I get to play 2 Ends Resolve per turn. So not per turn, only once, because we are only using Magneton once. We are only having one Magneton call signal, because we only have 2 Magnetons in this deck, so we are intending only to use call signal once per game, because that is only we only need to use it once, because End Resolve, as I said before, Ends Resolve, if we attach way too many energy to our Arceus Dagapalkia, we're gonna think about tag switches. We're gonna have to draw out our tag switches to transfer those energy to our Rayquaza or another tag team Pokemon, so that we get to save those energies. And sometimes you can discard our tag switches with our Ends Resolve or our Dedenne GXs. It might not show up at the right time, and we may discard too many tag switches, and we may not be able to use it at all in a game. So it's very dangerous to rely too much on your tag switch. But tag switch can be pretty handy in a game, because tag switch allows you to, as you saw earlier, not only to switch the right type of energy from your ADP card to your Rayquaza, but also to switch between tag team Pokemons, and also to retreat your Pokemon. So you can even switch those energies from your Arceus Dagapalkia to your active Pokemon to retreat. So tag switch is actually an important card to have. That is why we have 4 tag switches in this deck. So, well, the main reason we only have 2 Magnetons in this deck is not because we don't need Magneton. Magneton is actually very important in this deck, because we need it to summon our Lieutenant Surge, our Ends Resolve, our Bird Keeper, which is our only supporter cards in this deck. The only way we can draw in this deck is with Dedenne GX and with Bird Keeper. And Sonia also allows us to draw our Dedenne, our other basic Pokemons, and our energy cards. Sometimes we may need Sonia to summon the right type energy cards to add certain damage, to add 80 damage to our what do you call that? Our amazing burst, and also to attach the right type energy to our Arceus Dagapalkia, so that we get to do our ultimate way or alter creation. So Sonia sometimes may be needed for energy cards. So we also have Dedenne GXs. So Dedenne is the only way we can draw cards other than our Bird Keeper. But as you saw earlier, Bird Keeper is more important for switches, but it also has the added advantage of allowing you to draw an extra 3 cards into your hand. So Bird Keeper is super powerful that way. So we only have 2 Magnetons in this deck, but we also have a Rod to shuffle those cards back if we need to use Call Signal a second time, because sometimes it might be good to recycle that ability. So you never know, you might need another Magnemite Magneton on your later on in the game. You never really know. So Rod is good for the GXs, is good for Magnetons, is good for shuffling back those Rayquazas or Arceus Palkias that you discarded by mistake, by chance with your Ends Resolve, because you cannot control what you discard from your deck. You may discard Pokemon cards that you need, you may discard, supporter cards that you need, but also if you don't discard any cards that you need, in the event that you don't discard any Pokemon cards with your Ends Resolve, you can use your Rod to shuffle back your Didin GXs. If Didin gets knocked out, you can shuffle it back and recycle his ability, or you can shuffle back your Call Signal card to use Call Signal once more and draw out supporter cards once more, use more Ends Resolve. But obviously 2 is enough. As I said before, 2 Ends Resolve early on in the game is enough to charge up your Arceus Palkia with a lot of energies, and then you can think later on to charge even more energy, attach even more energy with your Ultimate Ray. So Ultimate Ray allows you to attach energy already. All we need is to set up the first Arceus Palkia's energy attachment. So how do we attach a lot of energy to our first Arceus Palkia? Is with our Ends Resolve. And once that is done, all we need to do is Ultimate Ray, spam a lot of Ultimate Rays, and we are set up for the rest of the game. So Ultimate Ray, Ends Resolve is the way to go for this deck. So that's all. I don't want to go on too long. Hope you enjoyed that deck. Hope you enjoyed our Heaven's Decree flavor. So please like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you find our videos interesting, entertaining, and fun, we make a lot of fun, cool decks for you to play with, for you to experiment. You get to optimize them as well. You get to add your own flavor, change it, switch it up a little, add your own cards, make it even better if you want to. So this is my deck list. If you want to check it out, go to the front of the video, hit pause at the part where I'm explaining the deck, and then jot down all of the specific numbers of all of the cards. And then there's the numbers as you can see here, but obviously the display is a bit different at the beginning of the video. So go to the playback button, hit pause, and then jot down the numbers, because I'm a bit too lazy to write down the full deck list in my description. All you guys need to do is very easy. Just go to the point where I'm explaining the video at the very beginning, hit pause there, and then just write it down. It's very easy, guys. So that's all. Have a nice day, and keep playing, keep practicing, keep perfecting your deck strategy, your battle strategy, and gameplay, because sometimes you not only need to make a good deck, you need to also test it out, and you need to go for a lot of games. You need to play a lot of games. If you play a lot of games, you'll know that every decision matters. Every decision, not only every decision matters, but also how the game progresses matters. If you have made one mistake at a game, it doesn't mean you're gonna lose. If you've made one mistake, sometimes it actually gives you a new path. It actually opens up new possibilities for you. So one mistake doesn't mean that it doesn't automatically mean you're gonna lose the game. Sometimes a huge mistake cannot be bypassed. A big mistake cannot be compensated for that easily. Sometimes if you make a huge mistake, you're gonna lose the game. If you waste a turn, you're gonna lose the game. But if you make a small mistake like I did with the tag switch, all you need to do is think, pause a little bit, and then think for a moment, and then open up new possibilities, because every route you take opens up new possibilities. All you need to do is wait, pause for a moment, and then open your eyes wider and look for new ways. Look for a lot of ways, because there are a lot of ways, a lot of decisions that you get to make, a lot of options for you. Every game, every point in the game, there are a lot of options. Like, I cannot stress enough how many routes you can take at every point in the game. So that's all. I don't want to go on too long. Have fun with this game. keep enjoying the new cards, because we are the battle styles is still pretty new, and you get to still purchase new cards from the shop. Here you get to purchase booster packs in the shop section with your coins. Go for the rewards, go for the versus ladder, play a lot of games and win a lot of rewards. Then you get to earn a lot of coins, and then if you get a lot of coins, buy this booster pack. If you buy this booster pack with your coins, you get a lot of good cards. If you trade for packs, and if you open tradable packs, those tradable packs is very unlikely you're gonna get V cards. It is very unlikely you're gonna get good cards, because tradable packs, it's just harder. If you buy locked packs and then you open locked packs, it's more likely for you, the chances of you pulling V cards, VMAX cards, good cards, rare cards, it's higher for you to pull those cards with your locked packs, because you're not allowed to trade them. So go for your games, win a lot of games in the versus ladder, earn a lot of coins, because those coins let you buy your packs, your booster packs. Obviously, coins allows you to buy theme decks as well. Theme decks is very good to buy. Sometimes you may need to buy your theme decks, because theme deck releases a lot of good cards as well. Nessa, for example, Evolution Incense, you may need them to build your base decks, to have the foundation cards, the necessary cards to build a strong foundation deck. So that's all. I don't want to go on too long. Have fun with the game, experiment more cool strategies, test out new ways of playing the game, because it is fun to explore not only the game, but also explore the game in your own way and explore your personality through the game. That's how we grow as a person. So enjoy life, enjoy the game, and we'll see you in the next episode. Rapid strike, single strike style, guys. Bye.